chemical engineering at TVET, how does it sort
Yeah.
of differ in general to maybe the chemical engineering that we have in university?
Colleges are not really for failures. You can start there. And my dad told me that a lot of people that are going there, they're going to a new environment away from home. Most of them, they're literally going to come back within the second semester or whatsoever. Funny, actually, you're saying that I was also motivating this other girl. She's been sitting down for 2 years. She completed grade 12. She's been sitting for 2 years. Why? Because she doesn't want to go to a public college. You understand? And the university, she's not qualified.
Can I put you in the heat here? Do you have some list of qualifications from the university that won't get you a job that you have at the top of mind?
There's a quote that I learned. It says, "Opportunity of a lifetime must be seized in the lifetime of that opportunity." Imagine waking up every day for 4 years volunteering.
Okay.
You know, people are going where UJ, VETS, UCT. You know, everyone was just going, and the pressure was just too much.
What's happening, everybody? Here is another video with your favorite Mr. Cator. In today's video, or in today's episode, we are going to be chatting with Billy Mabilo Mulovhedzi. His real name is Billy Mulovhedzi, and we're going to talk a lot of things around chemical engineering, TVET experience, looking for a job, and all the interesting stuff about Billy, and obviously his great book that he wrote. And yeah, Billy, you can just go ahead and just introduce yourself, and then we take it from there.
I feel like I'm in an interview now. Every time I do an interview, I have to say about myself. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Amparisao. People don't usually use this name. Even my parents don't. But my vendor name, for those who are wondering, it's Amparisao Billy Mulovhedzi. I was born and bred in a small village back in Venda called Mbiri. So that's where I was raised. I went to my high school in Mbiri Secondary School, one of the best school in SA, according to the stats. Right. Then, yeah, I passed my grade 12, got my diploma. Initially, I wanted to be a doctor. You know, growing up, always wanted to be something, but growing up, I wanted to be a doctor. You know, Marx never loved us. So I wanted to go back to school. The moment I got my results and I got my diploma, I wanted to go back to school. Then my mom was like, "No, man, your marks are fine, man. Just go to college." It was, like, that time people used to look down on colleges, especially TVET, Techniven. People used to look down on it, or it's for failures and stuff. So we had a great chat with my mom. Said, "No, go there. See, you're good in chemistry, so you can just try out chemical engineering." Well, for me, it was like, oh, no, no, no. But, I listened to my mother that time. It was the best decision. So I went to college. In high school, I wasn't one of the best students, but I am a best student, just that by that time I haven't found myself. Who am I? So when I went to college, man, I found myself. No, man, I'm good in this maths and science thing. Just that I never studied enough and I never knew myself. I'm actually good. You understand? So first trimester, N1, I got distinctions in maths and science, and I was wondering, oh wow, that means I can do it. Just that,
Do something.
yes, you don't give yourself time to do all those things. Then I completed my N1 to N6, even though when I was in N6, I started losing focus. When you've been in a place for some time, you feel like you're the boss of the place, you understand? So N6 there, I started losing focus, then started failing there and there, but I managed to pull up my socks. Yeah, I completed my
Eventually.
N1 to N6. Yeah, that's just
Nice.
basic from, yeah.
Nice. I like how your intro was mostly around your school and just grade 12, and which is what we're really going to talk about here, right? I mean, just to go back to what you just said on you wanted to be a doctor, but the marks said, aha, never done. And then you wanted to go back to school.
Yeah.
Would you, which I'm assuming obviously that time is it's like, what are people gonna say? I mean, is it the case And how did you sort of deal with that thing? Because I'm pretty sure you were not that emotional intelligent as you were right now. How did you sort of deal with it at that level or at that time? And how did you sort of see it other than just listening to Uri? I'm listening to a parent.
I think the biggest thing that helped me, like I'm saying, I won't lie, it was my parents. They managed to talk me. Uri, you know what? You know yourself. You know yourself, how you are. So I'd advise you to go here at college. Understand? Even though the pressure was there from people, people are going where UJ, VETS, UCT, everyone was just going and the pressure was just too much, but I just had to sit down and do it self-introspection, how am I going to deal with it, but, like I'm saying, my parents were there. Like they managed to show me the way, you know what, we'll support you in this thing. Colleges are not really for failures. You can start there. And my dad told me that a lot of people that are going there, they're going to a new environment away from home. Most of them, they're literally going to come back within the second semester or whatsoever. So when I focus on what your journey is like in life, I believe that everyone is assigned in their own journey. When we're in a journey and everyone has got their own journey and we won't arrive the same place at the same time. Understand? So that talk really helped me so much. And you know what? I'm going to college and I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna give my best. And I really did give my best.
Fair. Because I mean, right now the results just came out. I'm not sure if this video is gonna be released by the time when the results idea is still burning. But we can talk for the grade 12 for the year after and the year after and the year after. I think many of them end up calling themselves failure without really having to understand that there is different levels to this whole thing.
Exactly.
And it's okay
exactly.
to be at any given point
It's
of
very much okay, man. Very much okay.
the levels. Okay.
Yeah.
I think maybe just to give people a glimpse, we're not going to get into it a bit more, but just give us a glimpse of what was the course entailing? What was it about? Like when we talk about chemical engineering at TVET, how does it sort of differ in general to maybe the chemical engineering that we have in university? And you don't have to compare them, but just tell us what you know and what you sort of did yourself.
Okay. I want to put it in a way that even a 10-year-old would understand what I'm going to explain. Engineering, first thing, it's very broad, right? There is a lot of things that as a chemical engineer would do. But for college and for university, they're quite different. So when you do chemical engineering in college, in university, mostly you become an engineer. You understand? Yes. So there's no engineer that comes from college. You understand? So most people that went to university and did engineering in university, they become engineers. But for us, we become mostly process controllers, lab techs, different, depending on which industry are you working at. Me personally, I'm a process controller. A process controller, I'm someone who operates the plant. So I make sure that the plant is running smooth. But an engineer, if I'm running through technical problems, it might be in the system, something is not when that's when I have to call the engineer. Engineer, I'm running through this problem, this and this is happening, then he solves that problem in mostly technical. But as a college one, you do mostly the process. You run the process, taking samples, analyzing samples, you understand. So I think that's the simplest way to put it.
Okay, so then when you talk about process controlling, what process are we talking about here? Just give us a sample of how your day-to-day looked like at where you are working right now. Just
okay, so in a plant, right? I wanna maybe give a bit of basics of what happens. A plant is like a treatment works, right? So we have wastewater and we have potable, right? Wastewater, it falls with green drop, and potable deals with blue drop, right? So in wastewater, that's where I'm working. You see that water from the toilets, the drainage, it goes into the wastewater. And the ones that people drink, it's the potable one. So it's two different industry, but it's on the same thing. It's either you can go there or you can even go there. For me personally, I started working at a water treatment plant. I used to clean drinking water. I was a process controller. So to keep it short, as a process controller, I work with what you call a SCADA system, right? A SCADA system is just an abbreviation called supervisory control and data acquisition. So it's like a computer-based system that allows industrial organization to monitor the plant. So basically, I'm running the plants through those screens. So
Okay.
basically, it makes things different. Instead of me going to the field to switch on the pump, I switch it on the system, on the SCADA. Instead of me going there to the plant to open the valve, I open it on the system. So I just make sure that the plant is running smoothly. If there's a thing that trips, I reset. If it doesn't want to reset, then I call my supervisor, and the supervisor calls the maintenance guys to check it. So basically, what I do on a day basis is just to make sure that the plant is running smoothly.
That's very understandable. And I just wanted to sort of us to get into the idea of what we're going to be achieving in this whole chat. I mean, I'll try to just break it down and take us back to your high school. How
Yeah.
was your high school in general? Like, let's just think from whatever, grade 8, maybe just before grade 12.
How can I put it? It's like I didn't know myself back then, how good I am and how my brains can work or how smart I am. Understand? So,
Mhm.
and to be honest, I never studied. I was those guys that would study during exam times. You understand? So I never really had struggles with mostly anything because the primary school, the high school that I went, it was just like there.
Mhm.
Understand? But I was on an average. I was on the average. I wasn't mostly the last. I was in the middle ones where sometimes if I would give myself time to study, I would level up. Then if I don't study, then I go down. So it was just a matter of mostly finding yourself, Jay, and giving yourself time to study. So for me, I never gave myself that time to really study. I only woke up the time I was in college, with I had that thing, what, I have to make it. If I really knew myself, maybe from grade 8, you know what, I'm good. And if I give myself time, then I would have gotten good grades.
Maybe let's move away from the grades a little bit, right? Because life
Yeah.
revolves around school, it revolves around religion, it revolves around the day-to-day activities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Would you say maybe that you were occupying your time with maybe other stuff, let's say soccer or just playing with other kids and stuff like that? And maybe what sport were you good at? I mean, or what were other things that you were sort of good at in high school that sort of maybe gave you a different view about yourself?
I was really good in soccer. I was even the captain, and I think it was in grade 11, grade 12. Yeah, I was the captain in high school.
Mm.
So I was very, very good in soccer, and I loved soccer. I really loved soccer, and I think I would have went far if maybe I had the support from the parents, But I come from an academic family. My mom is a professor as we speak, so you didn't have a choice but go to school. You understand?
Of
But
course.
I was good in soccer, and most of my time I would spend playing soccer. And most, if it's not soccer, then we're at church playing the drums, keyboard. So it was more of that. But mostly my most day-to-day activity was playing soccer since grade 8. As we grow on, then started playing instrument at church. Understand? So yeah, that's what happened.
Getting a bit more into the whole soccer thing, right? I have a
Yeah.
few people around me who would reach out, either call me directly or their parents gets to
Mm-hmm.
call me and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
my son wants to do. He said he doesn't want to go to school. He want to go and do this soccer academies and all those kind of things."
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, my first question that I always ask is, do you have money? You got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which
That's
is
true.
a very quick one, but how do you view it?
Yeah.
What's your view in that whole thing?
I think football is a very short career, right?
Hmm.
And anything might happen. Understand? So I'd tell one to try to balance both.
Hmm.
Try to balance school, at least try to go to school, having your soccer career, you understand? Because now, let's say, for instance, you decide to leave school and you go to soccer, right? It's just an example. Then you get an injury, and now they tell you cannot play soccer the rest of your life. Then what? You left school at grade 9. It's just a whole lot of mess. Nje. So I'd advise someone to balance both. At least try to balance both. Try to get a course that even if when you're older, because once you reach 40, you cannot play soccer unless you're forced in. Nje. Mostly, most soccer teams, they want small guys. When now you're old now, you cannot be playing soccer. You cannot even run. And then what? You didn't go to school. Let's say, for instance, you didn't save up or you don't have any business. Then it becomes an issue now. You understand? And that's what I've noticed with a lot of soccer players. If you can check the stats, old soccer players that we know, I don't want to even mention names, but they're struggling now because you understand. On top of that, we were not taught financial education. You understand? So
So
they get
it's a
paid a
lot
lot of
of
money.
myths.
They think that, yes, you understand. So now it's sad seeing old soccer players that were earning a lot. Now they are begging for money. Like it's sad. So for someone who has a soccer career, I'm not saying leave it, but just try to balance both so that if things may go south, you have something to fall on. Understand? So yeah, that's just like my painless thought.
You know what's funny in that whole thing? People always come
Yeah.
with probability, or what if I make it, or what if I'm one of the people who are going to make it
Yeah.
in that whole thing, and then there's this sort of bubble that is created around that whole illusion and stuff like that. But again, maybe my 2 cents on that would be to say anyone who wants to do soccer as a career, there's nothing wrong with any career, be it dancing, be it soccer, whatever, anything, doctor, whatever. But just make sure that you have a very solid foundation that at any given point you can, fall back onto. Because, I
Yeah.
mean, you can still go to university or college and then you'll be playing at the teams there. And then the scouting team gets you from there, which means you have two things. You have a qualification and you have a soccer skills. What was the biggest maybe achievement that you have had that you really think it's worth sharing? And maybe some of the biggest lessons you had on the experience, if you have any.
I think reading books it's very much important. Like if I knew myself at an early stage, who am I and what I'm capable of, then I think that will be very, very I would have been very, 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 very far. So I think as someone who's starting high school or who's in high school, you have to find yourself. Who am I? Who are you, Wena? I think that is the most important stuff. I think even in general in world, finding yourself is the most cheapest thing. Yes, expensive.
But I think, Billy, here for me, I do understand what you're saying when you say find yourself, right? It has so many concepts to it. Can you
Yeah,
just give us an example? Let's just put a guy called Hutato. He's in high school, this guy, right?
yeah,
And right now, he has a group of friends. And
yeah,
it's puberty stage, and the boys feel like they are the boys, and there's time to
yeah,
either
yeah,
smoke weed or smoke cigarette or alcohol. There's
yeah,
nothing
yeah,
wrong with those if you are at a good age and if you're
yeah,
above the age that is allowed to do, and if
yeah.
you're doing things legal, right? So how can that kid then now say, oh yeah, I'm finding myself? Do they have to go and sit at their balcony and they're saying they're finding themselves? Where do they start? I mean, what does it entail, finding yourself?
Like I'm saying, it's more of reading books, general books for self. That what I learned is that they show me your friends and I'll tell you your future. So the people you surround yourself, Baba, it's very much important. If you work with 5 people who are confident, you are most likely to be the sixth one to be confident. If you work with 5 people who are thieves, you are most likely to be the sixth one to be thief. Even the Bible says that bad company corrupts good company. You understand? So that's the thing that helped me. You check the people you surround yourself with. Where are these people going? Are they going in the right direction? Are they going to show me where I'm supposed to be or whatnot? So you just have to check your friends, the circle of friends that you have right now, currently. For anyone who's watching this, check your friends. Where are they directing in life? Do they talk about goals? They talk about studying. What do they talk about? I think that's the most simplest thing. Then you have your answer. So if you work with people that have no future, then you're most likely to be like that. So for anyone who's saying this, you just have to take your environment, the people you surround yourself with. They play a major role. That's why I'm saying for me, my parents were very close to me. Understand? So that's why I managed to make it out, because I brought my parents closer, because I know they're the only people who means very well. They want me to succeed. So I managed to bring, especially my dad. Yeah, I'm very close with my dad. So even now, there's something, I'll just literally call my dad and they'll give me the best advice. So you just have to check the people you surround yourself with. I think that's how simple it is.
Okay, so then do I just have to go to them one by one and be like, hey, brah, are you being a good friend? Or is it just like...
No, you just have to check. You just have to check.
Yeah, no, 100%.
No,
So I think...
there's Andy, there's Melissa, there's Martin, there's who and who. You check. Wow, what when I'm with Andy, what are we talking about? Just check. It's just simple. You don't have to ask them where are you going. No, you just have to check. Or the kind of conversation I have with Andy, the kind of conversation I have with Melissa, with Martin, with whoever, with Ron, with the Rocks, whoever I'm having conversation. What are we talking about? You know, and that's one thing that I've learned throughout my journey. And I mean, I'm very, very, especially at my age, I'm very, very skeptical of who I surround myself with. You know, I don't want to surround myself with someone who I'm gonna tell, hey man, I wanna write a book. Show me how you cannot write a book. You understand? Then you know, man, it's killing my dreams. But if I'm talking to Andy, they say, Andy, I wanna write a book. It's like, no, man, I know someone who can connect you. No, man, you can do it. You understand? You just those things. Something that you personally have to check. Or what are the conversations that I have with different people? Are we talking groove every weekend? Are we talking ladies every time? Then you know your answer. And is it where am I going in life? If not, then it's okay to cut some people off, man. You know, as you grow up, not everyone is meant to be in your journey of life. You know, that's one thing I learned. Not everyone grow up together. Now we have to go to no. Some people are just there for a certain timeline to teach you a certain lesson of life. So that's one thing you have to understand. Or some people you have to cut off for the sake of yourself. I had to do it personally because I knew this person, we are not going in the same direction.
It won't work.
Yeah. Yeah, it won't work. Then it's just a decision, man. You have to make in life.
Yeah. Okay, so then
Yeah.
let's put this kid who is in high school, which means if this kid, let's say this kid, his name is Amfaresawa, and he said he wants to be a doctor. Therefore, he should go maybe on a paper, independent paper, to say, hey, now I want to be a doctor. This is how I want to do it, whatever. And then from those list of the things that he wants to do, he should put his friends on the other side and then try to cross match to say, hey, which one friend will help me, or which of these friends are the ones that are gonna make sure that this dream that I have is gonna go to the other side. Otherwise, maybe start to detach as soon as possible. Because there's no way you're gonna make it if you have people who keep on derailing you.
Even if all your friends, all of them, they cannot be people who are going to motivate you or good friends. So it's okay to start new friends. You know, life has no formula. You can check all your friends, and no one who even inspires, no one talks about goals. Then there's
You
nothing
have to
wrong
do
with
what you
cutting
do.
them all of. Yes. So even if all your friends are not good friends, then it's okay to cut them off and look for the people who are going in the same direction.
So then let's go to your college. You already explained you did your all the N levels that you had to do and complete and do them, right? And you said obviously towards the end, yeah, it got a bit shaky and stuff like that. There is this thing that people put that as if the qualifications you get from TVET colleges won't get you a job. How true is that? What is wrong with that thinking?
I realized it during college. It's not as bad as people say it is. You know, especially the college that I went. You know, there were rumors or technically it's for failures. When everyone fails from university, they come to down failures. You know, and that is a very wrong mentality. I'm telling you, with these years I've worked with most companies, they need people from colleges because people from universities, they're engineers, and engineers, you have to pay them very massively. So most of the companies right now, they want people from colleges, people who did practical things, people who know, who've done things, because they know once you have a diploma, you cannot have a diploma without experience. They know you have to have worked in a certain industry. So they know This is the people that we have. So it's a very wrong mentality for that people have that, if you go to college, you're much better. I think, man, no one is better than another, man. Just that when you don't know, you don't know. But Mina, I never really struggled. It was just because I struggled finding a job because I was in a wrong environment. To understand. But the moment I allowed myself to fly away, then I was like, wow, college, it's not that bad as people thought. Like the companies here that I'm here now, I'm currently working in Cape Town. Mostly they want NATED, they want diplomas, they want class, they want all those kind of things. Understand? So we just have to check what you are doing. And then yeah, I think that's just it.
And then this whole thing of people now ending up at private colleges instead of TVET colleges. I mean, do you think again it goes back with okay, it looks like the other side there is more weight than the other side. And I mean people end up going like Musina College of Polokwane, that is in Western Cape. I mean they end up doing
You,
that because they're like, I'm going to a private college instead, and they pay a lot of money, maybe 10 times what you would pay at a TVET college or something.
the most dangerous thing in life, my brother, it's not knowing.
Mm.
So when you don't know,
Mm.
you don't know. Funny, actually, you're saying that. I was also motivating this other girl. She's been sitting down for 2 years. She completed grade 12. She's been sitting for 2 years. Why? Because she doesn't want to go to a public college. You understand? And the
Mm.
university, she's not qualified. So I had to sit down and talk to her. You know what? Now I went to a public college, zero fees. And here I am in Cape Town working in one of the biggest plants. So they don't check or which college you went for. That doesn't matter. Understand? If you can, there's nothing wrong with a private college. But I
Mm.
feel like you have to check the kind of money you have, because mostly public colleges, mostly the fees are free. I mean, I went to Techniven, I didn't pay anything. I just paid mostly the registration and stuff, but most of them they were free. You understand? So it's just a thing of not knowing what's really going on. Understand? But the qualification, the diploma is the same from private and public. It's all the same, guys. It's all the same. So it's just not, people don't have that kind of information. It's not written that I want to take Niven. It doesn't even matter anymore. They don't care anymore. Then. So it's
100%.
just a matter of people not knowing. So I had to motivate that girl to tell her, you know what, go to the public college. You're saving yourself money, because now if you're in private, the boring part
Mm.
is when you're failing now. And your
Mm.
parents
Mm.
have sacrificed 20,000, for example. But in public, you can just fail, then just register again.
I think what many people don't really understand is when you go to private, in many cases, you have to travel maybe to Polokwane or
Yeah,
Johannesburg. And it's not only
yeah.
just going to be that 20,000 for school fees. No, there is
Yes, yes,
accommodation. There is probably you need to get a nice
a
kit
lot,
to
a
match
lot.
the lifestyle there. Like there is way so much to it than just saying, well, it's a private college and stuff.
I think the most important thing is checking where you come from. Like, we know we come
Mm.
from different backgrounds.
Mm.
If the money's there, the money's there. There's nothing wrong with private college. But if you know your family background or they cannot afford such thing, then go to a public college. And I think the biggest mistake that I've noticed is that people have that thing. Okay, if I go to university and they want to do a certain a career, right? And if they're not qualifying now, they just go to just a certain career, and that's why a lot of people are struggling to get jobs. Understand? They want maybe biochemistry, for example, and they don't
Mm.
qualify.
Mm.
That university, they'll tell you, no, you qualify for such thing. And they end up struggling for getting a job. And they end up agreeing to take that course just for the sake of adversity. That thing is very dangerous. I don't even know how to even say it to the guys. I've been in working industry. I've worked in a lot of places. I've worked in the
Mhm.
power station. I work in Stellenbosch. Iron Man, I've worked in laboratory, I've worked in a lot of industry. Those things, they don't even ask where you went to college. It doesn't matter. What they want is, can you get the job done? That is the most important thing they want. They don't care, no, this one is from VETS. It's just for an example. Yeah, maybe she'll solve. No, no, no. I mean, I've been solving problems with my Techniven diploma. And I've been supervisor in Pumalanga Power Station, supervising people with degrees, with honors, but I'm a supervisor. So it's just a matter of working hard and channeling yourself. So the qualification, I'm telling you, in the working industry, it doesn't really count. I'm telling you.
Okay, nice. I mean, although, I mean, you did mention that, I mean, if you go get a chemical engineering degree, sure, you could be talking big bangs at the beginning of it.
Yeah,
It's just that if you can't get to the university, don't think that kopelilengawo, it's over with you and then you won't be able
exactly.
to do
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
It's like remove the whole stigma of saying,
You remove
of
that whole
degrading
stick.
things that you don't even have. Because I mean, the biggest problem that I always find with people is I
Yeah,
think I have about 386 subscribers on YouTube right now. Somebody who
yeah.
doesn't even have a YouTube channel would be telling me, I could
Mm.
get more YouTube subscribers than you.
Yeah,
And I'm like, well, show me one of your videos.
yes.
You got what I'm
They
saying?
don't have.
You got to, they don't even have it. So I at least
Yeah,
have something. I have a subscriber. You got what I'm
you
saying?
have something. Yeah, yeah,
You got what I'm saying? So I think the very same thing is also applied in school to say,
yeah.
I don't think that degree or what has a value, but I mean, you can't feel it. Go and get it, and then now you
Go
can
and
at
get
least
it.
tell us that it's
And I
not
take it
it's not
from
that.
someone I've been there. I have a national diploma in chemical engineering. Man, I'm traveling places, man. I'm working in big industries. I'm doing a lot of things. Just that thing. So people don't know. That's what I'm saying. The biggest issue is when you don't know. You
Hmm.
understand? People just don't know.
Me,
And if you're not willing to acquire information and find out, wait, man, if I do mechanical engineering at college, how is it? People at mines, they are earning a lot of money, man. I have got friends who are working at mines. We went to college, they were studying
I can
boiler
attest to that.
making, diesel.
I know that.
Man, those
Yeah.
guys are getting paid, man. They're getting paid, those guys, with just a college thing. Understand? So I don't want us to be in that. I remember there was a trend in Facebook where people were comparing college and university. There's no
Mm,
need. Like, it's all the same. It just depends on where you go and are you gonna get the job? Because
mm,
imagine me, someone telling me he's sitting down, he has a university degree,
mm,
he's sitting down, he did just
mm.
in those courses. I mean, I'm working in one of the biggest plants, and he's telling me no degree is better than or university is better than. Like, does that make sense? When you're sitting down,
It's like you wearing a 5,000 rand shoe and I'm wearing 1,000 rand shoe. I mean, if they're all
yeah,
comfortable and if they can make me walk from point A to B, then
yeah,
I don't really see a big need why we should be
yeah.
comparing them. Sure, we can compare them on price, but then it's not like it's a whole different shoe. At the end of the day, you just got to pay more and I had to
It's
pay
the
less.
same thing. I just want people to let go of that mentality of trying to compare the two. Like,
There's no need.
we shouldn't even compare the two. College is college, university is university.
Nice.
It just depends on what you want to do. But I think the most important thing for me is doing something that you end up going to get employed. You
Mm.
understand? Yeah, don't just fight to go into university for the status. No, I'm in university. Then after then you spend 6 years without getting a job. Like, you have to check.
Can I put you in the heat here? Do you have some list of qualifications from the university that won't get you a job that you have at the top of mind?
No, man, no, don't put me in the spot like that. No, no, they know. Whoever is watching this video knows
Mm.
that I did this course. I have 10 years without getting a job. They know. So there's no need for me to mention. When I just have to check your university degree and check if you are getting a job with that thing now, with
No,
that
say,
degree.
can you please be brave and tell us those courses that?
Okay, I'll say one. I'll say one. Eh?
Okay,
But it's nothing personal, and I'm not saying
nothing
because I know
personal. Thank
someone.
you.
No, there's this
Sure.
that's called environmental science that is done in university.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, it's
Sure.
hard to find, especially if you're in Venda. Understand?
Mm.
But if you're in places like Cape Town where they take it serious.
I
Understand?
see.
But if you're in Venda, there's only like two environmentalists in Venda, and they
I
work
see.
in municipal. Understand? So
Mm.
for you to get an opportunity there, you have to wait for that person to retire. Then there's going to be a post open. So the
Or
chances
at
of
least
you
pray for
getting
them
that
to
thing,
die. Or pray for them
you
to
have to
die.
wait for someone to die because the place that you are, there's no opportunity. Like, I've seen a lot of people doing that course, and just that I don't want to talk someone out on it, but
You're right. You're
that
right.
course, because I know the reason I'm saying it is because I know a lot of people that today they're struggling. Understand? So if you are doing such course, try other provinces.
Yeah.
Go to Northern Cape, apply far. Just that people have that stigma of no vendor. There's nothing wrong with vendor, but try to fly in wings and see what's happening. I'm telling you, man. I'm
Yeah.
in Cape Town here. Man, this place is so nice and there's a lot of opportunities. So if you are doing a course that you're struggling to find a job in, try other places. Try
Mm-mm.
Stellenbosch, register your profile in City of Cape Town. City of Cape Town is literally a portal that you register, you put your qualification, you do everything. So you go in online there, you check, you'll find different posts. I even see a lot of them, environmentalists, what, all those courses, they're there.
What do they call the portal?
City of Cape Town.co.za, something like that. But if you can just write City of Cape Town, there's gonna be a website there. You go in there, they'll find in careers, right? And you go to careers, you register your own profile. Even Stellenbosch is also the same. Even Stellenbosch has got a lot because Stellenbosch, they take serious in everything. Every course there you'll find that you literally, yeah. So you go there, www.stellenboschmunicipality.co.za. You go to career, you register your profile. When there's a post out, so you have to check on a frequently. They remove the post, you'll find, oh, there's this thing, and there's a lot of opportunities. So people must try outside. If you're watching this video and you did a certain degree or whatever, try applying outside the area that you're used to.
Percent. And I think I just want to make a disclaimer. I think when we make an example with one of the course from the institution, we were not targeting any institution in any way. We just sort of made an example with what we know, because there is other courses like communication.
The reason I said that one is because I know a lot of people that did it, and today they're struggling. You understand? So it's one course that I know. Really, it's not like there's no job, but when you're in a certain area, yeah, it's like,
It doesn't really have.
yeah, it's like me if I give you a $10 and I give you 20 rand. What will you do with the $10 at that area here in South Africa? There's nothing you will do with it. You understand? So
I mean,
it's just a matter of theory.
as much as it has more
Yes,
value in terms of world currency, but where
yes,
you are
but
at is maybe not that
yes. So
100%.
that's the message. If you're doing a course that you're struggling finding a job, try outside places. The places that I'm sure of, it's Stellenbosch and City of Cape Town. Register a
Perfect.
portal there, register there, and always check on a day-to-day basis. You'll see you're like,
What's
and what
happening?
I like about this place is that the corruption it's low. You understand? I carry there's this thing, or hey, you need connection to go in. Hey,
Hmm.
what I like about these people, I've seen people getting hired. The corruption is low, so you can actually apply and actually get a job. That's how I also came here. Because when I came here, I was
Mm-hmm.
from Mpumalanga Power Station. I was a site supervisor there. Then I actually applied at a company that got a tender in Western Cape. I literally did an interview. Then I got a job. No connection. No, I know who. You understand? Because they saw my qualification and my experience.
Nice. Nice. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I have with what you just said right now, I have a very one line to sort of summarize it. I always say, if where you are at, let's say maybe you're
Mm.
studying a degree in, let's say, computer science. I'll put my degree.
Yeah.
Or let's say you're putting chemical engineering, whatever, and you're staying at a place wherein you most likely to meet about 10 people or 20 people or 50 people or 100 people, and none of those people has a qualification or work somewhere wherein they use such a qualification, then
Mm.
maybe you're studying something at the wrong place, or after that just know that you might have to sort of relocate and then go look for jobs somewhere else. Because if I mean, if you don't meet a software engineer at an area, how do you expect to find a software engineering company? You got what I'm saying? So the whole idea is what you're saying, to say, yes, this course in vendor might not be in demand, but then there could
Yeah.
be other areas, and maybe try to sort of spread your wings a bit further. You spoke about your 4-year volunteering to work. Were you getting paid?
That was the yo. That was the hardest time, Jay. I think God was tasting my patience. Imagine waking up every day for 4 years volunteering.
Okay.
You have to be at work in time. And there was a time that I nearly gave up. I was like, you know what, I'm done. Then my dad had to sit down with me, like, my son, there's something that money cannot buy. It's experience. So continue going there until you find something. Because even if you decide to stop, what are you gonna do? So it's much better you continue and get something that money cannot buy. And he says, I'm telling you that experience is gonna count in years to come. It's not going down the drain. You know something that someone doesn't know. Someone is still in school or someone is sitting at home with their qualification. When now you know how to operate a plant, when now you know how to test water. So I started volunteering in Shikundu Water Treatment Works. Side there, Womalam, that side, yeah. I was a volunteer there as a PC. Then I got transferred for transfer to Bembe Regional Laboratory. So literally, I was working at a water lab. I was testing water. Vendor. I was testing that they're suitable for domestic use. So there were technicians that would go around sampling around all the plants. Na pipe is the bad and those tap waters that are in the villages. So they would literally take a sample, then bring it to the lab. Then I test, then I write a report, then give back to the technician. Then if there's water that is and there's an issue, then I'll say no, man, their guy have an issue. Then they go check it. So I was waking up every day doing a job, like I was literally a lab analyst. Understand? For close to 4 years, waking up, not even getting paid. But at the end of the day, that experience came in handy. And that's what I always motivate the young ones, upcoming ones who are doing chemical engineering. Or guys, not everything is about money. Okay, it's fine. We all need the money, we want to work. But sometimes, if you're not getting a job, go and volunteer. If someone tells me, no, I completed, hell, I must connect him with a job, I told him, no, go and volunteer. Go get experience. If you're not getting a paying job yet, you can go volunteer. At least you know you're going to get something. Because in most industries, like I'm saying, they need people with experience. You have to have experience in most industries. They need experience. They want people who know what they're doing. So that 4 years, it was hard, to be honest. It was really, really, really hard. Having friends that are straight from college, university, then they go work when I was still volunteering. It was hard, but all thanks to my dad, man. I remember he even increased my allowance. I wasn't getting anything, so I had to go to work, transport. Sometimes it give me the car. So it was my dad's support who was like, no, don't give up. It's something that you're gonna get something that money doesn't buy, of which experience.
It is
If
one
no
of.
matter how money you are, you cannot buy experience. You understand? Sometimes you have to allow yourself to become a fool. Because people demotivated me that time. I remember I had friends that will be like, anybody, like, you don't know what you're doing. How can you wake up every day, go to work without ending? You understand? Those kind of discouragement from people. Understand? But my dad just kept me motivated. Don't mind them. They don't know anything. Allow yourself to become a fool. Where else you know what you're doing. That's the most important thing. Sometimes
Cause,
you just have to allow yourself to become a fool.
mm,
But when now you know what you're doing, that guy is doing a podcast. What? What is he doing? But when now you know what you're doing, understand? You know your vision. Vision is the art of seeing that. It's the art of seeing that no one else can see. Your vision, only God
just only.
showed it to you. Understand? Look at people like, for example, McG when he started the podcast. It was just like something small. But today is Africa's biggest podcast because he believed in the vision. Understand? So it wasn't easy, but it was worth it.
Let's put a kid who from their home they didn't have a car to just say, I'm gonna give you an allowance in the car. Does it make sense? Okay, let's not talk about it because it looks like you don't have.
No, like,
I'm just putting a difficult situation.
yeah,
I want
yeah,
us
yeah.
to
I
sort
know,
of
yeah, yeah.
brainstorm about it here and then just talk about
Yes,
it a
yes.
little bit
I
and look at it
think
from there. What
I
makes
think
sense?
I would say I think I say I would privilege, but I think God wouldn't put you in a place where He would want you to suffer. There's no plan. I think God
I
will
hear
put
what
you
you're
in a
saying.
place and will also make a plan for you.
I
So
hear what you're saying.
something will come up. Other people I remember they were struggling. Yeah, so they got internship. We'll see it. They were getting at least 3,000 yana. So I don't believe that God will put you in a position and just for you to suffer and not have transport, not have a car. You understand? So I think if you are in a particular area, God has put you in for a reasons and He'll provide something. So most of the people that were not privileged as me, they managed to get internships to try there and there.
Mm.
So like just find a way. That's what I believe in. You must find a way to make things work. That's
Yeah.
how my mindset is fixed. During if I'm faced with something, I don't sit down and cry and say no, 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 I cannot. No, I sit down and think, well, how can I overcome this thing? How can I make this thing work? So it's just a matter of mindset.
Yeah, there is people right now who probably have graduated and they're not finding a job. And the very same statement they always use is, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. And they sort of just sit on that and no action. I mean, I hear what you're saying, 100%. 4 years for me, I personally think it's too much. And I'm pretty sure even the people who are listening is like, is this guy mad? And but then for you sort of knew what and where you want to sort of get, and
Yeah,
eventually you got to get what you want. I
yeah,
mean, do you have a very big humbling, what do we call this thing, a lesson that you have got from volunteering? I get it, you're waking up in the morning and then maybe your dad will borrow you a car and then you go and work, and at the
yeah,
end of the month there's no ching ching, whatever stuff like that. How did that sort of change your mind or your mindset or upgrade it a little bit? Because I'm pretty sure there was something that you had to sort of upgrade and then tune your
yeah, yeah.
mind into.
I think for those who have graduated and finished their degree, I think just take whatever that is there on the table. Because I believe that if you are sitting down and not doing anything, everything sits down. So in my years of volunteering, I managed to
Okay.
build relationships with people.
Okay.
I
I
think
love that.
one thing that I learned along in my journey is you build relationships with people. Today, I know I have people at WEMB. Like I was volunteering at WEMB. I know even today, if I want something, I'll make a call and they'll make things happen.
Hmm.
Understand? So along the way, the biggest thing that I got, I managed to build a relationship with certain people, and I managed to get certificates that today they are hold big effort, like basic certificate that it's called a class certificate. A class certificate is a certificate that if you work at a certain plant, right, they
Mm-hmm.
classify you depending on the years. Like I'm saying, in chemical engineering, and what matters is experience. So once you start
Mm-hmm.
working, the moment I started working at Shikuno, I got classed. I think I was a
Mm-hmm.
class one because of the years. So basically, when they remove post, they go according to class. Class one, two, three, four, five, six. You understand? So they know if they say class five, they know, okay, you have 5 years experience and certain kind
Mm-hmm.
of qualification. You understand? So
Okay.
along the way, I managed to get those class. I managed to get certificates of working at the lab. But mostly what I valued the most was building relationships. So if someone is sitting down, I'll tell them just go take whatever you have. If it means working at the shop, maybe you'll meet a customer there, and the customer says you have a conversation. They'll tell you, no man, I know this and this and this who can do this and this. You understand? But if you're sitting at home and just folding, no one will come at home and at the world. You get exposed to different kind of people. And like I'm saying, God puts you in a different position for a certain reason. Understand? So let's say for me, example, I worked at Tawan Mall. There was a shoes factory there. I worked there. I used to sell shoes, shops that sell shoes. I think it's sneaker factory in Tawan Mall. I used to go on weekends because while I was volunteering, it was Monday to Friday. Then weekends, I'd go make just some extra cash. So I managed to meet this other man. I was telling him I was assisting. No, he said, no, he's working at power station in Pumalanga. What? That and that. I was like, yo, I studied this and this. Like, yeah, this is how you do it. There's also an ESCOM portal that people made their own, www.escom.co.za. You go there, you go to careers, you register your thing, then there's a post there. Then I did the same. Then so if you're out there in the world and doing something, as long as you're around people, I believe that God will bring certain people for certain reasons. You understand?
Nice.
Mostly, yeah.
Okay, I was saying nice. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're just sitting on your couch, it's only your couch and your TV and your fridge.
It's only your coach. Thank you very much. You get it. It's only your coach. So people have that thing, you know, I have a degree. No, I cannot go work at a shop. And I literally know someone who even went to the police academy. And when he went there, he had a qualification. And they needed that qualification at the police academy. Then he went for being a that police officer to going to move in that thing. So I'd advise someone to just go out there and do whatever you're doing, as long as you know what your goal is. I think the most important thing that I learned is you should have goals as a person. If I'm doing this or if I'm going there, what is my goal? So Mina, it was like I have to meet people. I just believe that one day I'm gonna meet someone who's gonna tell me information or connect me, Jay. And it's important to be nice to people because you don't know who meets who knows who. Understand? So
But what's the difference of me meeting somebody at Sneaker Factory and me meeting somebody at Groove? Because I'm pretty sure there's some other people who are saying, well, I'm not going to go and work at... Hey, don't laugh, Billy. There's somebody
continue.
who's busy saying, I can't... There's somebody who's saying, I can't...
Yeah, continue.
It's a serious point. It's a serious point.
Yeah,
There's
it's
somebody
very,
who's
very
saying
serious.
I can't go and work at Sneaker Factory. Because at the end of the day, it's meeting people, right? It's making relationships. I'll just meet them at one of these clubs or at one of these groove areas and stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah.
do you have anything to say to those people, or should we just skip and then they'll get the message?
I think they'll get the message. I
Okay,
think
thank you.
because okay, I don't wanna say something or maybe at the groove there's only certain people you meet. At Signal Factory, there's certain people you're gonna meet. Like you just don't know. But you should use your sense or groove. What happens to the groove? Are
Sure.
people going to talk about qualifications there? Are
No.
people going to connect? No, it's all about drinking alcohol, smoking, and dancing. So, what are your chances of meeting someone in the groove who's gonna tell you about a job opportunity? You see, so
At least they
some
can
things they
take my
need.
CV. They can take my CV and they throw it off the window as they're going back to work.
Exactly. So it doesn't make sense. Well, I'm not
Fair.
saying it's not possible, but it doesn't make sense for you to go to the groove. Groove, people are going there to groove and go home. The others are running out from the problems. So mostly 80% of the people at groove, they have problems. Understand? They're there to unwind and go back. They're not there to listen to your problem. But at places like Sneaker Factory, you meet people like rich people with money. I remember this
Mm,
other wealthy person in Venda once came in there. I managed to talk to that person because he wanted a certain thing. Then I managed to have a conversation with that person. You
sure.
understand? So
Mm,
if you are there, you can manage. You are sober. Both of you are sober, so you can have a diverse or a fruitful conversation with that person.
100%.
So you just have to check your environment where you are.
I love that. I really love
Yeah.
how the whole volunteering came to all the way to Sneaker Factory. I mean, you wrote a very interesting line here to say, I am a student. I never pride myself that I know everything. How do you balance
Yes.
that very same line with letting people tell you everything as well? I sort of just took the opposite of that and then made it a question. How do you make sure that and it doesn't just come and tell you what it wants, but also still have that humbling heart or humbling mindset of I
Yeah.
can learn and then learn as much as I can.
You know that statement. I learned it from my previous manager. This other
Mm-hmm.
woman called Lynette, a white
Mm-hmm.
old lady. That
Mm-hmm.
woman, she's good, she's smart. So when I started working in Stellenbosch, when I arrived in Cape Town, I was working in Stellenbosch, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
that woman would tell me, Billy, you are here. I gave you a chance to come this side. So that was her line. You
Mm-hmm.
must be a student for life. You must be always willing to learn. That's how you grow as a person. If you pride, I know everything, you'll never grow. Because I believe there are people that are much higher than me. But if I pride that I know everything, then I won't grow. So Mina, I'm always out for learning new stuff. I'm a student, but in that process, I check who's saying this, and like you're saying, Uri, certain people come and say certain things. Yeah. So I also check who's this person, where are they in life. That's what happened. Yeah. I met that my manager. Even today, I give her a call if I'm having problems. Yeah, she will assist me. So, but the biggest lesson she taught me is that don't ever pride yourself that you know everything. I was having this conversation with Ron. I was watching the podcast while you were having with Ron. Yeah.
Yeah,
So me and Ron was telling me I was actually selling him my book. You
sure.
understand? He says, no, I'm gonna buy your book. You understand? He said, no. What he said, there's no stupid person. There's no one who knows everything. There's no one who knows nothing in life. So even if you meet a mad person at the street, there's something that he will tell you that maybe you can learn from it. Understand? So my
Okay.
mindset is fixed on I must always learn, grow. Before I came here in Stellenbosch, I thought I knew, like I thought I know everything. Until I came this side, I meet engineers, I meet people with experience, and I felt like, yo, I still like I felt like I don't know anything. It's like that 4 years, it's like I was doing nothing. Understand? So there's someone out there who thinks, I know. I'm telling you today, you don't know. Go out there and get exposed to the world. Like I was telling you about the SCADA system. I never knew about SCADA system. That you can actually run a plant while just sitting. Yeah, you open the valve, you do this, you do that.
So in Venda, how did you use to open such things? Did you have to now go to the pipes and open them manually and stuff like
Yeah,
that if you didn't have a SCADA system?
yo, there was this other valve that would put you in gym in Shikunu. You used to do, you go to the field, open the pipe. When you're back
Okay.
washing, open the valve. No, like it was like a whole full of gym. The whole day you go
Mm.
home gym. Well, gym. When I came this side, I was like, I can just literally sit and just control everything through the computer. So there's someone out there who thinks who's back in home. I'm not looking down on them, but until you expose in a lot of things, then you don't know. Understand? So I got to learn a lot of stuff. And I remember I was telling you the story of this other German man who was coming to inspect the membranes at our plants. So imagine being called from Germany to inspect the plants, to inspect the membranes. So I told him how are things there, man. The way he told me about how they run the plant. Those people are running the plant through the laptop, like I have my laptop right now. I'm at work. Yeah. So you can see that there's levels. I mean, even now, I don't know. There's certain things that I still don't know. I'm fixed to know what I still have to go to Dubai to work in the biggest plants. I have to go to Germany. I have to go to Australia just to get exposure and actually learn new stuff. So for someone who's maybe in I don't know which word to use, but who's in less plants because I carry these plants are
Mm, mm.
classified class A, B, C, depending on how big they are. So I'd advise them not to be really on their comfort zone. If you have a chance and if you're still young, go out there and apply jobs outside. There's someone I know 100% who haven't worked with the SCADA system. Never. But they think they know everything.
You touched briefly about the book you wrote. Would you feel offended if I buy the book and I put it at the back of my shelf? I'm one of those people who don't understand reading books. At least I have a
Yeah.
partner that can do that job for me. But for me,
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna get a shelf. There's a few people that I had spoken to that have books. I'm
Hmm.
just gonna put it behind, and then it's
Yeah.
gonna be at least on shelf, and then it's on display.
Yeah.
Would you feel offended if I tell you I've never read this book, but somebody explained it to me? And again, just take us through the book once.
The book it's a very it's a very long journey. So it's a very long journey, but I'll try to summarize it. Like when I started my paying job in Mpumalanga, like I was paid earning peanuts. So I read a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. That
Mm,
book was talking about passive income and active income. Passive income is an income that you work once and you get money flowing. For example, building homes or property. Those
mm,
things you work only once and
mhm,
the money keeps on flowing. So he made an example
mhm.
of a book. He said his book has been selling, but he wrote the book once. So it just came into my mind, no man, let me write a book. You understand? So, but I didn't know how to navigate. How am I even capable of not? So I told a couple of friends. That's why I learned to read people you surround yourself with. So other people were like, "I'm in a book. It's a lot of job." Other people talked me out. You understand? So I felt very demotivated. You understand? So by that time, I was in a relationship. You
Mm,
understand? So unfortunately, the relationship ended. She ended the relationship. You
mm.
understand? So it just came into my mind of no man. Let me write a book about men. Then I just said understanding men.
Okay.
Understand?
Is the title
So
of the
then
book
the
Understanding Men
title of
is
the
the
book is
title.
Understanding Men. Yeah. So then
Perfect.
started making research, whatnot. Then I went at home. Lucky enough, I have full support at home. I told my mother. My mom, like I said, she's a professor. So I was asking her how to go on about. Understand? Then she told me about things like plagiarism, do this, don't do this. So I said, no, take your time, don't rush, because I wrote like, I think it was 15 to 20 pages. Then I felt like I'm done. And then he showed me his big book for PhD. Said, compare these two things. So it's like, no, why are you rushing off to? Wako jela guy wakara. You understand? Say, no, take your time and make research. You are allowed
Sure,
to
sure.
take information on Google as long as you acknowledge the people who this is and this information. You don't take information somewhere and say it's you. If you take from whatever you take, you have to actually acknowledge or this is whose book, this is his information. So I went back. That's where, and my dad told me that no, check the kind of people who you have. So I had to cut off the people who said I couldn't do it. Understand? I kept them off, but I still kept them around me to show them that I am gonna make it. Understand? So I put in the work in the book, made research, sat down with married men, until the book got launched. I launched it in 2023 here in Cape Town, Stellenbosch, in a Skipad Flay wine farm. So yeah, basically that's more of a book. It's selling, it's out there, social media. I'm trying to push that and there. You understand? Right now, I'm currently with my second book. You understand? So I'd really appreciate it if you could buy the book and buy it for whoever keeps your bed warm at night. If you do have, I don't know, but it's actually a good book for ladies. It's dedicated to ladies.
To
You understand?
ladies.
But even men,
Okay.
yes, that's
Did,
why it
did,
says
did you give,
understanding men.
does your current partner have a copy of it? I'm assuming then they know you in and out because now they're understanding men. I'm assuming that the story
Yeah, that's
were
how I
around
actually
you.
met my current partner. Yeah, we
Interesting.
just met. Then I told her about my book, and I found out, oh, she's busy with the masters. Oh, okay, no, it's fine. Then, oh, I wrote a book here. Then that's how we clicked. Then the rest was
Interesting.
history. So even today we laughed about it. Yo, this book actually got us a relationship. You understand? So she has it and she knows it in and out. So
I
it's
love
actually a
that.
book that is helping women to understand men better. Women are simple creatures. We're not like
Sure.
women. You understand? Things like respect. You understand? Things like being appreciated. Those basic things that every man wants. So actually, a lot of my friends are actually scared. Hey, what is that in the book? I was like, no, don't worry, guys. I'm not selling it in one out. It's actually a book that is going to help your partners to know things they never knew about you as a man. So it's selling the book. You can also get your copy. Yeah.
You know what I really appreciate about the book?
Yeah.
If right now, let's say, for example, I put myself, right? And then I start explaining to my girlfriend how men are. She most
Yeah.
likely won't listen to me, but she will be
Yes.
willing to
Yes.
read a book about men,
Exactly.
which is the very same thing.
Yeah.
Because for me, it would sound like I'm trying to say these things so that I can,
Yeah.
need the
That's true.
in some way and sort of just defend myself before anything. But
Yeah.
she's willing to sort of read some information around that, which I
Yeah.
think, I mean, at the time he launched it, I was like, okay, what is this? What is this boy doing? I had the very
Exactly.
for me, before I jump onto anything or before I understand
Yeah.
anything, I always ask my questions. And over time, you sort of get to see, no, man, I see where this guy is going. This guy is
Yeah.
literally just saying, with how men are wired, we can literally
Yeah.
write a book this big and everything fits. But with women,
Yeah.
maybe it might not be as straightforward as that. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just different. You get what I'm
And
saying?
right now, I'm getting a pressure that now people are saying, no, you have to write understanding women. I was like, oh my God, where do I even start about understanding women? I was like, okay, I'll consider it because right now I'm busy with writing my second book. It's called Understanding Life. It's more of a motivational book that
Okay.
it's gonna help those ones, especially in terms of finding purpose. Those people who are
Mm,
maybe I want to navigate about life.
mm,
I'm busy with it. I'm cooking now, so maybe if I'm done with understanding life, then
mm.
maybe I can go for understanding women. I don't know. God knows. You
I
understand?
love that. I love that. I love that. I mean, 100%. Send me a copy. I'll get it
Yeah,
and then I'll pay for it. I'm saying it on record. Otherwise,
yeah.
let's go
I'll,
to.
I'll 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 hold you to that. I'll hold you to
No,
that. So if you actually
I
don't,
never go back on my
I'll,
word,
I'll
my
take
friend.
this clip. I'll take this clip. Then I'll post it.
Definitely. No, I'm saying it with confidence. Understanding men, I need a copy. I probably need to do a shelf, probably need to turn my table and then do a shelf here in the office. And yeah, that should be it. Let's
Yeah.
talk about the future a little bit here.
Okay.
You spoke that you would like to talk about financial education. What does it mean to Billy, who has volunteered for 4 years for free?
Yo,
Like, what does financial education mean to you? I mean, I'm just sort of trying to match it back to some of the things we spoke about.
yeah.
What does how do you look at it?
Yo, I think it's one of the aspects that are very important to each and everyone's life. That I'm saying with confidence, because financial education we were not taught at high school. So actually, a lot of people don't know about money because we're not taught. So we just taught the same program. You go to school, high school, you go to university, you start working, you go into debt, you spend all of your life paying debts, you die. That's how a lot of people are. For me, over the line, I started reading books like I was telling you about Rich Dad Poor Dad. That is a very good book for learning about money. You know, what I've learned is that 90% of the problems that people have is because of money. 90% of the problems that people have in their life is because of money. So money, it's important, man. I'm telling you, if you go to hospital now and give each and every person 10 million, 10 million, 10 million, 10 million, I'm telling you the 80% of the hospital will be empty with people. So a lot of people don't have problems. They don't just have problems with money.
I have two last questions here that
Yeah.
we will talk about before we close. How do I know that I am living a purposeless life?
How
I know
do
you
you know
spoke
that
I'm living
Yes,
a
yes, yes.
purposeless life. Like, I'm living a
Yeah.
life without purpose. I know you spoke about, hey, purpose in life and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but I want to sort of come from it
Yes,
from
yes,
the
yes.
other side. How do I know?
I think when you talk about purpose, it's who you are. I believe that when God created each and every human, they created them for a purpose. So a
Sure.
purpose is like something that you do. How do I put it? Something that you do with a less amount of something that you like doing with a less amount of effort. So it's
Okay.
mostly like something that when you do it, you feel satisfied, you are happy. I'll give an example of maybe mostly nurses. A lot of them,
Sure.
they are not meant for that thing because you'd find them rude and stuff. You can see this person just did it for the sake of I'm doing it. It's not in their heart, because if you are a nurse, you have to be someone who loves working with people, who loves
Sure.
doing actually love doing it. Something that you actually love doing it with a less amount of effort. So I think the biggest issue that people miss is it's a career and purpose. Those are two different things.
Okay.
Career is just like, okay, I'm a chemical engineer, that and that. And if you are lucky, you go into the career that means your purpose. Yes, yeah, like doctors. There are people there are doctors that you can feel that's their purpose. Understand? Then they also become doctors. I personally, I wouldn't say chemical engineer is my purpose. No, it's just a career of which over the years I just learned to love it. Understand?
Sure.
But I personally am a motivational speaker. I'm a writer. I'm a helper. Even my name says I'm Farsao. I'm a helper. You understand? So I think that's the most important thing about purpose. It's something
Sure.
that you love doing with less amount of effort. I think that's the best way I could
I
explain
love that.
it.
No, I love that explanation. It's quite simple, straightforward, and it's concise. And then the last one, you said you would like to share some of the secrets that have put you ahead.
Oh yes.
What are
We're
those?
about to close right now.
Yeah, we're about to close, and you can sort of just wrap everything up, and then that's it.
There's a quote that I learned. It says, "Opportunity of a lifetime must be seized in the lifetime of that opportunity."
Okay.
Let me repeat it. Opportunity of a lifetime must be seized on that lifetime opportunity. What does it mean? Some opportunity in life, they come once. Being young, you become young once. There's no way that when you want to go back and become 21, there's no way. Or is it possible? So some opportunities, it's only once. They come once. So being young, man, that's one thing I learned. It's an opportunity. So to anyone out there watching this podcast, and you are young, you are 20, 21, 22, use that opportunity. Like the 20s are the most crucial thing. I get a lot of people that are impressed of the things that I've achieved at my age. Then, like, I just recently bought a property that I'm renting it out to build my property portfolio. So my agent was telling me, yo, if I knew the information at a younger age and I started investing there, then I would have been far. So being young is an opportunity. So if you are young, do the best you can give life. Give life the best shot. Don't be lazy as a young person because you won't become 19 again. You won't become 20 again. It's only once in a lifetime. So that's the advice I have as a close. Opportunity of a lifetime must be seized in the lifetime of the opportunity. God will never bless you if you're not doing anything. Even the Bible is against lazy people. If you don't do anything, if when I don't decide and say I want to start a podcast and do this and just sit down, how is God gonna bless you if you're not doing anything? But if you're actually doing something, they can see, oh, this guy is trying. Let me boost him. Let me do this and let me help him. As long as you're doing something, that's what I'm saying. Don't allow yourself to sit down and just do nothing. You have a degree and you're just sitting down. You're crying for joy. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to save you. So actually, you have to wake up and go work and just do anything. The rest will figure it out
Follow.
themselves.
I really appreciate it. You did share all I needed or all I wanted to hear. And I really appreciate you joining us today. This was a very nice one. Honestly, I really loved it. It took a very different turn than I thought. And this is perfect.
You didn't ask me one question.
What was the one question?
Oh, how do I know Mr. Cator? Maybe when I can explain to them how we know each other. Because I've been watching your podcast and you ask people how you know Mr. Cator. So when I'm putting you on the spot, how do we
You want
know
to
each
be
other
asked as
then?
well. It's fine. It's fine. This guy is now formulating his questions in my show, right? It's fine. I'll give him the chance. Billy, how do you know Mr. Cator? And tell me one story that you really remember at the top of your mind that really defines the moment
Will
we
people
shared.
even believe us though? Will people even believe us though? How we
Doesn't
met?
matter. Just go for it. Go for it.
Okay. Me and Mr. Cator met at church. We literally met at church. He used to play. We used to play instrument together. So that's how we grew up. Played the drums, keyboard. Mr. Cator wanted to do everything. He wanted to play the drums. He wanted to play the keyboard. He wanted to sing. He wanted to do everything. I don't know if he's that's the purpose of doing anything, but no, that's how we literally met. And then, past our grade 12, we went somewhere, I stayed there, but somehow we just kept in touch, and see you on social medias, you see me, we kept in touch. You are in Joburg, right? I don't know where you currently are. Yeah, Joburg, I'm in Cape Town, but still we keep in touch. So yeah, we met at
Yeah.
church basically.
Nice. Do
Yeah.
you remember the other one time when we walked from side the Anandoni again?
I blame you for that. I blame you for that.
That's a story.
Yeah, I remember, man. Yeah. Yo, that was a long walk to freedom, man. Yo, I won't forget that.
That's a very long story for another day.
Yo, that's a story
Otherwise,
for another day, yeah.
yeah, thank you very much, Billy. I'm Farisa Mulovhedzi. We
Yeah.
are out.